Hi, so today I'm going to show you a really quick setup on getting yourself your own kind of homebrew Linux lightweight desktop. So best way to do that, it's personal preference, but I prefer having a baseline starting with Ubuntu. So basically just Google Ubuntu Mini ISO and you'll get to this page and pick your architecture. And right here I have Ubuntu 16.04 LTS, which it's only 54 megabytes, but the reason it's so small is because during the install it's going to download the packages as you need it. The install is pretty straightforward. Just go through, follow along, set your time zones, language, etc. The only screen I wanted to show you was this one right here when you get to software selection, which is towards the end. Choose software to install. You're only going to pick the top one here, manual package selection. So you're going to hit the space bar so that you put a star in there. And down below, standard system utilities, you're also going to leave that. So once you hit the space bar and you put a star in the top one, you hit tab, and to highlight continue on the bottom, hit enter and carry on. The rest is pretty straightforward. And then what you're going to end up with, for me, I'm using a virtual machine. It's just easier to record. It's 4 gigs, 4 gigs of RAM, quad core. Other than that, it's pretty basic. I'm just going to remove the ISO so it doesn't boot into that. And I haven't done anything other than installed it, and I set my username, and that's pretty much it. So what I'm going to do right now is fire it up, and I just want to apologize for the sound quality. I know it's kind of low, and there's some hiss in the background. I can't figure out what's going on with that, but anyways, we'll just carry on as it is. And so when you first install it, this is what you get. There is no GUI. It is just your terminal prompt. So you're going to log in. My login name is Dorian. My password is password. And that's it. This is all you get. So to start off with, you're going to sudo apt install. You need a login manager. Well, let's not skip ahead. You need an X server to show your GUI, your mouse, and all that. But we're going to start with installing lightdm, because what this is going to do is install a plethora of packages, including at the very bottom you could see the last few, bunch of X server packages. That's your graphical server packages. And you can see it's 809 megabytes, so it's going to take a little while. So I'm just going to say yes, and I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to resume it when it's all done, and we'll just carry on. Alright, so all the packages have finished downloading, and they're just installing now. So the end goal of this is a lightweight Linux desktop with a GUI, but without using Unity or GNOME or GNOME, depending on how you want to pronounce it, or anything heavier. This is good for old hardware. It's also good for new hardware. It uses very little RAM. It's really snappy. The only thing that we are not going to do here, you're going to get graphics, you'll be able to watch video, all that stuff. Because I'm in a virtual box, it's it's going to have its own virtual box video drivers. If you have an NVIDIA or an ATI card, or sorry, AMD/ATI, and you want to take advantage of the extra features, you're going to want to install those additional drivers as well. But we will take care of that later. So, okay, lightdm has installed. So now we have a graphical interface for us to log into, which you can't see yet, but it has nothing to log into. So you need to log into a session, and then once that happens, you're going to need a window manager so that you have something actual actually graphical to open Windows with and use your mouse with and whatnot. So we're going to sudo apt install. Now I'm going to use OpenBox. There's lots of different window managers and session managers out there. I like OpenBox. It's simple. It's really easy to configure. It loads up instantly. So sudo apt install openbox-gnome-session. So this is going to be our session manager. So we're going to install this. And then we're going to install the actual window manager itself, which is just sudo apt install openbox. Oh, it's already the newest version because I installed it with the GNOME session. So once you open that, in order to do anything with a type of terminal, you need a graphical terminal. So I like the GNOME terminal. Okay, so we've got the absolute basics set up here. So now I'm going to go ahead and reboot. And this is going to bring up our graphical login screen. So here I can log in, password. Oh, the little dot here, select that and choose OpenBox. Now we can go password, and that's it. I'm just going to do full screen here, so you get the full effect. Let me get rid of this here. There. So this is your desktop. This is the background. We have a mouse. This is the mouse in OpenBox. Nothing to click on. You right click though. Alright, so it didn't like switching to full screen. Happens sometimes because I haven't installed the VirtualBox editions yet, so it doesn't work perfectly. So here we go again. Log in, and here's your desktop. If you right click, you have some menu options here. And I installed Gnome Emulator earlier because now when you click on this, you actually have the terminal emulator pop up. And first thing I do, just because I do like the Ubuntu colors, I'm just so used to it. So sorry if I'm being a little picky. I just like seeing the purple background. Alright. Anyways, so here we go. We have nothing here. We don't even have a web browser, so it doesn't let you go. What we're going to install is sudo apt install OBMenu. This lets you edit the OpenBox menu. So now we can go OBMenu. And here you can see is terminal emulator, web browser, it's all commands. It's not pretty, but it works. Another thing here, just because it's going to be harder for you guys to see, if you go right click OB configure, you could change your themes here. So I'm just going to go here, make it easier for you guys who aren't on HD to be able to see this stuff. There, that should be better. And yeah, it's got some basic things that you could change here. Me, I only like one desktop, so change that. So now here you go new item, and we're gonna go OBMenu. This is what's going to show up here, and then the command is the app we just installed. So now I can save that, close it, and now I can open that again from anywhere. Right? Easy enough. What I'm also going to install, because we don't have a graphical editor yet, I'm going to install gedit, which is the GNOME editor. And then what I can do here, I'm going to go new item, and go edit auto start. And the command is going to be gedit, and in your home folder, config openbox autostart.sh. This is the location of an autostart file, which I can now open, which starts off as blank. When openbox fires up, it's going to run anything that's in this file. So what's the first thing we want? We want a panel, or taskbar, however you want to call it. So sudo apt install tint2. Okay, and then let's go tint2 ampersand. And there we go. Now we have a taskbar. Now we're getting somewhere. If you click this icon, edit theme, you can change your colors and your transparencies and whatever else you want. For me, I don't like having this here, but what are you going to do? I also don't like show desktop name. You can see down here it says desktop 1. Well, I only have one, so I'm going to get rid of that. Hit OK, close that. Now, we want tint2 to start up with the OS. So tint2 ampersand. What else do we want? A dock. So let's install docky. Yes. This is going to give us a nice dock here to launch our applications from. And we can also add that in here. What else does a desktop have? Backgrounds. We don't have any backgrounds. The background is black. Let's have something pretty. So once this is done, there we go. I can start docky, which starts down here. But click on the anchor, move it over, close. Done. And we want a background. A good background app is called Nitrogen. Sudo apt install Nitrogen. Yes. And we're going to want to start Nitrogen when it starts up as well. So Nitrogen -- restore ampersand. This will allow Nitrogen to give you the last background that you had set. It'll remember it. But we don't have any JPEGs on here. We have nothing. We have no images. Luckily, you can install ubuntu-wallpapers. It gives you, what is it, a dozen or so background images that are nice to look at. And we'll wait for that to be done. So now you can see we're starting to get some items going here. We're starting to get a semblance of a true desktop here. So what else do we want? I'm going to edit this menu. Exit means you're going to exit while this is doing that. Exit means you're going to log out. of OpenBox. It's going to bring you back to the login screen. So to me, if I open this, click on that, it should say logout, right? So save, now it says logout. That makes more sense. And we can add a new item that says reboot. Command for that, reboot. And let's add another one, shut down. Command, shut down now. Okay. And then we'll put that at the bottom and put that in the middle, save it. And now we have logout, reboot, shutdown. Right? Starting to make more sense. So now we have wallpapers. Let's go nitrogen ampersand. It doesn't know where the wallpapers are. That's the problem. So you hit your preferences, add a directory, which the Ubuntu wallpapers are user, share, backgrounds. Select, OK, and then pick one, and let's say zoomed fill. That's your different view options, and hit apply. There you go. Now we have a background. But these icons are not very nice. Let me show you what I mean. We don't have a file manager, but pcmanfm is a really nice, lightweight file manager. It doesn't use a lot of resources, and it has a couple of handy features like opening the terminal in your current folder, and it also has a list of applications that are currently installed. So let's go pcmanfm ampersand. And you see all these icons are pretty ugly, but you see here applications. You have your accessories, other preferences, programming, nothing there, system tools, just the basics. We have a bare bones system here. So under preferences, there's nowhere to set icons. Look, we have no icons. A bunch of icons are missing. So we're going to go sudo apt install lxappearance. This comes from the LXDE desktop, but it works in anything really. So that's been installed. So we run lxappearance, and we get the little window here where we can choose what we want it to look like. And it changes that. But if you go to icon themes, pick a nice set of icons, which came with it, by the way. Then look, all our icons show up on docky. This is the trash. I don't want trash there. And there we go. Now it's starting to look like something. So let's go back to edit our auto start, because this is nice and all, but when I go full screen, it doesn't hide because it doesn't know how. Well, it knows how, but it can't because we have no compositor here. So it can't do transparencies. It can't auto hide. You see hiding, you can't pick it. You could pick air, but it has no transparencies. It's just not very nice. So sudo apt install xcompmgr. Going to install that, and then we're going to fire it up. The screen just flashed briefly, but now look at this. We have these effects. Now when a window goes full, oh sorry, click the anchor and change the hiding to IntelliHide. Now it hides, but it can pop up when you put it off to the side. So that's nice and handy. So back at our auto start file, we want xcompmgr ampersand, so that we have nice little transparency effects. And you could also do that in here. Where is it? Transparent background. See that? You do that if you want, but I think it's a little annoying and it's not going to make anything easier for the video. So we can save that. So close this and let's go pcmanfm. So I want this to be accessible all the time. So I'll just move this out of the way so you can see. You right click it, pin to dock. Now when you close it, it stays. And it's back. See? Easy. Alright. And this icon, now that I have the file manager, I can show you. This icon in the bottom left, you can edit the theme, go to Launcher, and remove this. In fact, you can remove all these. If you install Chrome, a little Chrome shortcut will show up there, but we're going to have it up here, so we don't really need that. And besides, if you want to change those settings again, open your File Manager, Applications, Preferences, Tint to Panel Settings. There you go. Now you can change it back if you want to. Okay, so let's shut this down and let's fire it back up. Now we should go to Login Manager, lightdm. Once she starts, all right, password, and we're back. So our little auto start started tint 2, our taskbar, docky, nitrogen in the background, and the compositor, which lets you have fancy effects. So, well, now what? Now how do we get online? Well, sudo apt install Firefox. This will let you get online. Then you can install it's funny, I use Firefox just to get online and install Chrome. You can use wget and HTTP and all that good stuff and do it that way, but I do it this way. And let's actually install it. Another thing that you'll notice that's missing is how do you control the volume? Well, this should have, no, it did not install. Okay. So after this is done, we have to install pavucontrol to be able to control the pulse audio. After that, there's an app called, a package called Volti, which will make a little speaker show up here. So this is going to take a minute, so I'm going to pause this, I think, and then we can carry on once this is done. Okay, so I just finished installing Firefox, so I'm also going to install Pulse Audio, already installed. So sudo apt install pavucontrol. Run that. Let that install. Okay, and start it up. Make sure nothing is muted. It's muted by default, so unmute that. There we go. I got some sounds already. I don't know if you heard it. I heard it in my headset. And it's also picking up my microphones, so that's a good sign. And we're going to sudo apt install Volti. Yes. While that's going, right click again, edit auto start, and we're going to start Volti, ampersand. Save. Close. I also want to sudo apt install lx task, which is the LXDE version of the task manager. So one last time, we're going to shut down, fire it back up. I installed the task manager just so that we could get a good idea on our memory usage here. I'm also going to quickly add at the end of this, show you how to do the auto start, the auto login. So terminal emulator, lx task. So we're using 235 megabytes, roughly, of memory. 230. That's actually not bad. And we have a functioning desktop here. So as you can see, the Volti app that I added your volume icon here. So let's go Firefox. And let's see if we can get some sound going. Again, I'm not sure if you hear it.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
So
reached out to me and was like, hey man, we love your stuff, we think you're great. And I was like, yeah, I know, duh, that's why you...
okay, so that works. You know what, let me just do this again. You can pin Firefox, close it down. Alright, last thing. Two last things, sorry. Nitpicky for me. This dock icon, I hate it. So, sudo apt install gconf-editor. Password. This is the Linux equivalent of a registry editor. gconf-editor. So, to get rid of that anchor, if you're interested, start gconf-editor, which we just installed. Go to apps, docky 2, docky, items, docky item, and uncheck show docky item. When you close it, it's gone. They have a nice clean interface. Right, Autologin. So I'm going to, I guess I can use gedit. Now you know what? I need administrator permissions, so nano is a terminal-based editor. So you can go sudo, because you need to be root to edit this, and you're going to go nano etc lightdm, double tab to check, it doesn't exist, lightdm.conf. So it doesn't exist, so we're basically going to create it now. So you're going to go, I don't even know if you need this, seat defaults, autologin user equals whatever your username is, autologin user timeout equals 0, and that should be it. So you do Control O and then enter to write that, Control X to exit, and then we're going to close this, shut down, start it back up, and it should bypass the login screen and bring us right into the desktop. So start up, check the file system, yes, it's good, and we are at the desktop. You'll notice it's small. It's because I'm using a virtual machine and I did not install the guest additions drivers, which are the drivers for the virtual video card. If I did, yeah, it would be full screen, and it also allows you to resize the virtual machines window, and the resolution changes automatically. But yeah, I'm not gonna bother doing that for this part of the video because it's only good for virtual machines. And yeah, that's about it. If you want to add more to here, you just use your OBMenu that we added, can say new item. Let's say that LX Task Manager, or actually here you can type Task Manager. And for the command, it's LX Task. Save, close, Task Manager. And you can add sub-menus, a new menu which will open like this, and etc. And that's it. So you have a nice lightweight desktop, hardly anything running, really fast, should work fantastic on old hardware and even better on new hardware. There's lots of window managers you can use. I picked OpenBox just because it's so simple and easy to use, and you can customize it. There's lots of different taskbars you could use, and there's lots of docks that you can use. So find different things, customize. With OpenBox, it's just a matter of adding things in this auto start, and then that's it. You're done. So I hope that was good enough to get you started on your own lightweight distro. Like I said at the beginning, I used the Ubuntu Mini ISO, but feel free to use whatever one you want, really. If it comes without a GUI, then just log into your terminal and start adding your display manager and your window manager, your session manager, etc., and carry on and make your own. Alright, hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you liked it, and if you have any questions, leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you, and that's it. I'm out.